Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Cory Sandhagen. He would always do a good job at managing this distance right here. Here we go here. Look. He overextended. He missed. And there's that double leg takedown right here, right? This was a very good key by Umar because that takes away his post. It doesn't give him the ability to move it around. I thought when I watched the fight, this was the key. Because striking could be a little bit hard, especially if nobody gets dropped. You can tell he was a lot better in the grappling exchanges. This is why I think Umar could do to Sean O'Malley if he can get there. This one will be hard, interesting, because it's going to be a very good grappling exchange. This one will be another hard because he's got to get past Sean O'Malley's, pop, pop. I think this matchup, whoever wins this one, fighting Umar, I think that's the right thing to do. What's going on, boys? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Happy Monday. And here we have the void breakdown of Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Cory Sandhagen. We had Cory Sandhagen on the Mighty Cast. If you guys not listening to that episode, do yourself a favor, go listen to it. Now, this fight was a very, very high level technical fight. Both these guys are absolutely amazing. Umar Nurmagomedov, undefeated, coming from the Eagle camp. He did a lot of things very, very well. One of the things that when I was watching the fight, he did a very good job of controlling the void and the distance and where the fight took place. You guys probably wondering, like, what do you mean by that, Demetrious? What I mean by that is that he did a good job of staying outside the void, throwing that inside kick and that high kick, switching stance. And each time Cory would initiate something, he would always elevate change and go to the grappling. And that's where we saw just leap and bounds at how he was able to control Cory Sandhagen. Now, Cory did a good job of rolling at it, doing some couple of scrambles, but he did a good job of controlling the hand and taking away that post for Cory. So I'm gonna go through these slides that the producer, Michael Wandsworth, put together for me, and we're gonna walk through it. So here we go. Undefeated, taking on Cory Sandhagen, the Sandman. And he came up short. I just feel like Cory gets so close and he just, just a couple things he's just going back and fixed. And he's fighting the best in the world. All right, 32 versus 28, 5'11 versus 5'8, 136, 135, 70 reach versus 69. As our good friend Mike Goldberg would say, virtually identical. And there's Habib Nurmagomedov, one of the GOATs in the corner, undefeated as well. And this man's been getting a lot of press lately. He helped Bilal Muhammad beat Leon Edwards and giving him the strategy to take it to Leon Edwards with Bilal Muhammad. And Bilal Muhammad says, I'm a horrible analyst. It's unfortunate he doesn't have 15 world championships. All right, continue. Now, this was an interesting fight because I thought it was going to be finished. But this is where the fight particularly took place in. My opinion is this area of the void. Now, he is southpaw. And when he's southpaw, he typically goes inside. And sometimes, he's well-rounded, so he can do whatever he wants. Now, they both have free kicks. They both threw those kicks once in a while. And then he would always do a good job at managing this distance right here. When Cory would get overzealous, he will go underneath and do a takedown. When Cory would kind of second guess, like, okay, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna go this way. Cory would go outside and stay lateral outside of this space and see what he's gonna do, because each time he came closer, he was shooting for the takedown. And then you had Umar, who's doing the body kicks and the punch. And right now, Cory's outside the lead leg, but he's too far outside the distance. But this is where I felt like the battle of the fight was typically won, because Umar was dictating how this dance was going. When I was watching the fight, it was almost like a lot of the people who text me, they're like, hey, what do you think? I was like, it's a very technical fight. Like, he's not making a lot of mistakes. Speaking of Umar, so Cory can't capitalize on a lot of things. So when you watch the TJ Dillashaw versus Cory Sandhagen, TJ Dillashaw was fighting, making a lot of mistakes. Cory Sandhagen was able to do. Okay, so here we go here. Look, he overextended. He missed, and there's that double leg takedown right here. Right. Let me back it up real quick. Okay. Now remember, he was controlling the void. He's backing up. He's coming forward. Okay. He throws a jab. Oh, throws a cross, excuse me. Throws that cross. Misses, right? And this isn't a bad technique from Cory. This is not bad technique from Cory. Hand is up. This is textbook cross right there. Umar changed. Umar didn't get outside of the void. He elevation changed and was able to secure. And this is what I thought Umar did very well. He will stay outside the void, move, kick, throw kicks, throw a jab, right hand. They will exchange on the feet. When he would overcommit with the shots, when Cory overcommit with his punches, this is where Umar will go underneath, and this is where the wrestling ensued. And he's gonna get this takedown, gets it. Now, see, this is one thing that Cory did. Cory would not abandon, but he would just wrestle. Like, he wouldn't. It's a very interesting way how I'm trying to put it, is that he's turtling and he gives his back. In jiu-jitsu, it's a very big no, right? Because now he's got his back. He's gonna Grammy roll. He Grammy rolls, and look, this is one of the things that he did very well. Umar did this post right here, and this hook. He would put his arm in that post, taking away the ability for him to put all his weight there, or put his hand here or here where he has to readjust himself to get up like this. If my arm is chopped like this and he's got it caught, I can't repost. Now I have my left arm, and then now his hips got me there. He did a very good job of doing that. That's one of the things that I was watching. I was like, oh, good for Umar. He was doing that. And Cory, when somebody would shoot, he would not. It's like the opposite. He's doing what wrestlers would do. Wrestlers will go to their stomach and turtle and posture up and try to fight and Grammy roll. To where jiu-jitsu guys will go to their back and fight on their back and hip escape, elbow, try to use their guard. So this is one of the exchanges that happened. This is in the first round. Okay, let's continue. But this was a very, sorry, I just want to put this out. This was a very good key by Umar, because that takes away his post. It doesn't give him the ability to move it around, because look, he has no post over here. Right? So his head's over here. He has no post. This leg is caught and this arm is caught. So technically, he's off balance. Cory can't come this way. He's off balance because he has no post. Look. Okay, there's another shot right there. And this time, look, Cory is turning this way. The shoulder's not on him yet, but his head's right there. Good technique from Umar Nurmagomedov, driving him. And there's that posting in, right? So he has a post where he can do it. He can push away and fight against. But this right here is very, very good, because he's in the, I call it the castle. He's inside the castle. He's storming the castle. Or robbing the bank. Now, free body kick. I always talk about, you guys, this free body kick. And Umar eats it. But Umar kind of has an X block, so it doesn't eat the meat, the diaphragm, or the ribs. So he does take the full blunt of it. His arms do. And good technique from Cory. He's got his balance with his arms out, and Umar eats it. Beautiful kick from Cory Sandhagen. Free body kick, because once again, he either has to eat it, catch it, or get out of there. So he chose to eat it. Right here. Boom. Let's just watch it. Takedown. He turtles. He gives his back again. Takes him down. Look where he's going. Boom. Right there again. Taking no post out. Look, he can't post over here. He wants to post, because if he posts here, he can get his hips down and turn into Umar. But Umar's keeping that hand off the ground and locked here. That's one, like I said before in the earlier slide, Umar did a very good job of controlling his hands when he would take his back. He would, like, I'm going to just let this play through. I'm going to go back and watch it frame by frame. Not frame by frame, but I'm going to go back and watch it again. Okay, let's go back. I just want to watch that again. Okay. He throws the kick. Throws a kick. He's super close. Hits. He catches it. He defends. Lands a right hand. Gets the back, and he turns. He turns. Once he turns, he's waiting there. Waiting. Instead of, wrestling, pop, right? And there's no wrong choice here, right? I'm not saying what I'm saying is the best thing to do. I'm not fighting. But if I was to watch myself fight right now, if I was in Cory Sandhagen's shoes, which I'm not, I would have, and actually I did this against Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo took me down. I did a Grammy roll. I came back up and I got out. But here you want to hand fight. Get your hands on his hands. That way he's putting pressure. Right now there's no pressure. He's able to dictate what's going to happen. So he's going to take him down. Takes him down. Beautiful takedown. First thing he does, locks up those arms. That's very, very, very key right here. So now He can't post on either side. He tries to post on that. He's having a hard time posting on that side. He can't post there. So right, once again, Cory Sandhagen has no post on this side. And he can't come over to this side. Right here. Now, I'm not saying Cory Sandhagen didn't have any good moments in the fight. He landed some good shots on Umar. Here's a picture right here. Good technique. I mean, his technique when he's changed is perfect. His arm is up. Left hook. That's what I hate about those fucking gloves. He's hitting him with his right here. It's going to hurt. But beautiful technique from Cory Sandhagen. I just felt like when it came to the grappling exchange, that was such the huge equalizer in this fight that Umar was able to have his way with him. Right here. And then that was after. Beautiful shot from Umar. He gets hit with the left hook, comes back with a jab, like a shovel jab. Boom. Beautiful technique. Okay, and right here. What the hell's going on here? Okay, there's his leg. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Okay, there's his hand. So we have the hand of Cory, and then we have Umar going for that single leg. There's this post, right? He has this post, so he's able to fight that. But over here, if he keeps driving, that post has to keep on going. The post has to go here, 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 all the way to the edge of the cage. But this is where this can stifle somebody's stand-up game. You have guys who have very, very good stand-up. You look at Manel Kape versus Mokaev. Manel Kape was so worried about the takedown, and Mokaev was so worried about the hands that none of those guys got an actual chance to fight. But if Manel would have opened his hands up and started firing, this would have been the same thing that Mokaev would have done. He would have out-wrestled him because he's like, I'm not going to stand and bang and get knocked out. But like that's why I always pick grappling is always king, because you can just neutralize the situation of wherever somebody goes. Okay, now here we go again. This is a Granby roll attempt, but we've seen Umar Nurmagomedov in this spot before. And let's see whose leg is whose. Okay, so that one's Cory's. We're looking at the texture of how dark. I think Umar's a little bit darker. He's got a little more olive skin color. This might be, that's Umar's. And it looks like he might be going for a, not toe hold, but not heel hook, knee bar. But once again, he's got his back and he's trying to get it. And that might be his. That's Cory Sandhagen. It's always interesting to see these ties up. But once again, it's another scramble that Cory Sandhagen initiated, because I'm assuming his back got taken or he had a bad shot, Umar shot or whatever. But this is where Cory was. He would give up his back, and you see Umar's trying to climb up his back right there. And there's a takedown right there. I actually like, and this is just me, I actually prefer this position better than turtling. Reason why is because if you look at Umar has no post. What do I mean by that? Umar's arms are locked behind Cory. Cory has this post. He also has this post. So one of the things that we try to do is we'll scoot backwards. You scoot back. It's called row your boat. You row your boat. You row your boat. And if Umar keeps hanging on, you can just reverse him. If you guys go watch the Rotolo brothers, they do this a lot. Like they'll try to do a switch, and when you're trying to do a switch, somebody's hanging on super tight. You can do a reversal. Go watch One Championship. He's done it before. We do this in wrestling a lot. When somebody gets a good takedown on you, you don't want to turtle. You want to stay on your back, and then that way, if Cory wants to, he can bring his hand down, cross face, get his belly, get Umar's face in the middle of his stomach, lock up the guard, and now they can start doing a grappling match off his back. Granted, Umar's gonna posture up and start raining down punches and smish. But it's better doing that. My target's in front of me instead of my target being behind me. But I like this position better for Cory. My personal opinion, there might be people out there who goes, nah, I'd rather turtle. See the next slide. Once again, there he is. He's behind his back. Same thing. Cory's hands are on the ground. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do. Probably Granby roll again. We're going for the legs. and it looks like he's reaching behind. We always say this in wrestling. There's nothing good behind you. There's no point to reach back, because typically if it was a wrestling, he'll just do a half Nelson and run it and pin him. But it's not wrestling. But head behind the shoulder, very important. He dropped all his weight on that post, run him over. Beautiful technique from Umar. Like I said, this was the key. I felt when I watched the fight, this was the key. Because striking could be a little bit hard, especially if nobody gets dropped. But I felt like this was the deciding factor right here, that you can tell he was a lot better in the grappling exchanges, which we all knew that. Come on, that background, and here we go again. He has the back. He's got this post taking it out. Got that locked up. Got the seatbelt. This leg is not in. So we're going to see Cory try to go over this side to get his back to the ground so he get out of that choke. But once again, this is where I think Umar could give Sean O'Malley a lot of problems, because I think Sean O'Malley and Cory are probably the same length. I think Sean is a lot more. I think he'll go in. I don't know. I feel like Cory risked it too, and I feel like Sean will risk it too. This is why I think Umar could do to Sean O'Malley if he can get there, and that's where everybody thought Aljamain Sterling was going to be able to get Sugar Sean O'Malley too, is get to the ground. But this was the deciding factor. I felt like, look, he's about to choke him out, choke him for the back. He's got his arms pinned, so once again he's controlling the arms, and there is that signature high kick from Umar. Very quick high kick, very quick kicks. And this is why I say kicks are like if you're not worried about being taken down, kicks are amazing, because kicks are the longest weapon that you have. Granted, I'm 5'3", so they're not as long, but they're longer than my arms. So look how far he is. Once again, it's a free kick. Reason why is because, one, he has to eat it. Beautiful X block from Cory. Right there, it makes an X. Well, you know what I mean. An X. He eats it on his arms. Now, in order for him to retaliate, he has to, one, reach Umar. Umar's head's here. His legs are here. So it's pretty far. I don't have a measure tape, so I can't tell you the distance. But he's far away from him, so he can't hit him. Two, his hands are busy blocking. Right? And three, if he wanted to counter, he had to be so far close and eat some, or not get hit by this, because you can see the body, the energy still has to be absorbed to the body, or he's going to be way out. So that's why I like kicks. If you're longer or you have some length to you and you're a good kicker, you throw kicks out there, you could break someone's arm. Taiwan Chai does that all the time. But beautiful kick from Umar. Beautiful kick. There it is again. Another kick from a different distance. This is, looks like he's southpaw. He's going to the body. Look how far he is away from him. His eyes are on the prize. Good technique. You know, that's what I love. I used to draw when I was a kid. Shoulders, elbow, shoulders, elbow. But look at this kick. It's good technique. He's on balance. Yeah, you get the gist what I'm doing here, right? He's on balance. Right? And look, Cory's eating it. He has to eat it. He can't counter. He can eat it and try to counter. About time he eats it and tries to counter, Umar's already gone. And I think, yeah, I mean, it was virtually identical, like lengthwise. And then here is Umar countering again. Counter with the right overhand right on the temple of Cory. And once again, you can't cover everything, but Cory's, you know, hands are up. He finds that little slip in between the guard, and he's able to land a beautiful shot. And he's ready. If he wants to, he can shoot a double leg or back out, or if they can clinch. So beautiful technique from Umar and beautiful technique from Cory, because he's initiating. But this counter looks like it's him capitalizing on Cory coming into the void. Okay, now let's look at the total strikes. Cory Sandhagen landed 71 significant strike through 159. Total strikes 172 out of 80. Takedowns 0 out of 2. So he shot 2 takedowns and they all got defended. Now, here's the interesting thing. 5 takedowns out of 13. Granted, I'm sure every single one of those takedowns, he probably turtled and gave up his back. But the control wasn't very long. I mean, that's very long. But at a 25-minute fight, so he got control for one round on his back. 98 out of 187. He landed more. So right there, he landed more, and he also grappled more. This is where I knew if he was to win, it was gonna be there. If Cory was going to win, Cory was gonna have to knock him out or submit him. I think it's very hard to try to outwork these guys because they're so good at like the basic and technique and sticking to the game plan and make sure they execute it. Right? You also have Figueiredo in that weight class too. I mean, 135 is becoming a very, very, very stacked weight class right now. You got Figueiredo, you have Merab, Sean O'Malley, Umar, Cory Sandhagen still there, and there is Umar with an undefeated record. And look, there's just no damage on him. The name of the game is to win without taking any damage. Any damage. And that's one of the reasons why this man is on the GOAT mountain, because yes, he didn't have a very long title reign because of injuries, and he got to the game when he was done being injured. He had some great fights, and obviously he had some some horrible things that happened with his father, but he never took any serious damage. And so, wrong person. Even this gentleman, not a lot of damage. That's the name of the game. If he wanted to, I'm sure he can fight again in like 3 weeks after he has bruises. He didn't take any concussions, anything like that, and that is the name of the game. And Cory, he's very disappointed in himself because, like I said, we had him on the podcast. He loves the sport. He's very passionate about it, and he always wants to figure out how can he be better. And that's somebody that I'll always be a big fan of. And there's Habib. He goes, another one, brother. Another one. Now, this Umar is getting. Now, when we look at this is the matchup we have next. Sean O'Malley versus Merab. Now, Merab is going to have a very hard time with Sean because Sean is very good laterally. He goes lateral, he goes forward, he goes backwards. He can fight forward, going backwards, and lateral. Now, Sean O'Malley always makes fun of us short people who are 5'3". Not all of us can be blessed with rainbow hair and be fucking 5'11". So the biggest thing between this fight right here is he's got to cross that void. And when he crosses it, he's got to make sure he crosses it without getting hurt. And when he gets there, he's got to bury Sean in the water and use his grappling and not get submitted from Sean O'Malley, because Sean O'Malley is legit off the ground. Now, if we look at this, how does a matchup go between Sean O'Malley or Merab? I think the more interesting, I think this one will be interesting because it's going to be a very good grappling exchange. This one will be another hard because he's got to get past Sean O'Malley's, pop, that speed and that cadence and the footwork and, the feints, the feints. And if he gets it to the ground, I like him taking him to the ground. I don't think he'll be able to get Merab down. I'm not sure, but I think this matchup, whoever wins this one, fighting Umar, I think it's the right thing to do. And I can't wait to see all three of these guys get the opportunity to lock horns with each other, or one of them fights the other one. Which will happen after those guys fight. But great fight from Umar Nurmagomedov. Big fight for Merab versus Sean O'Malley coming up very soon. If you guys enjoyed this breakdown, the Void breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, but also hit the bell to never go live so when we drop another one, when it hits the press. See you guys in the next one.